the chat coming on in, baby. Mystic Royal Collective, AB. Give me 1 segundo, por favor, as I'm getting tuned in here on the chat. Feel the sage cleansing in the background, everybody, okay? Yo, what's going on? Welcome everybody. Say hi in the chat. Y'all feel the sage cleansing here, okay? We're just kind of doing a little morning jam session here and feeling the sage cleansing, you know? If you consent to said cleansing and good positive vibes, share with anybody you know. Just kind of getting ready for the day and figure I'd let you join. My love, you're beautiful, my Mystic Royal Collective, baby. So I do have some cards on the side. I'm gonna pull. Again, good morning, Moon Honey, you're back again, baby. Yes. Woo! I found this stick at one point and it just became like a wand of sorts for myself. A tool. Anything can be a tool if you desire it to be. Make sure that you are respectful of the elements that has provided us such tools. All right, so I'm gonna put this off to the side here for now. I'm actually ironing some clothes, yo. What's up, everybody in the chat? What's up? Ravichavin, hopefully I said that right. Welcome! Sage cleansing, you feel that? Yes! Share the live with anybody you know. Want the good vibes for the morning. Get going. This is kind of how I roll, so I figured I allow people to join me and get a sneak peek into a mystic's world, you know? There's pros and cons to everything, but you know, when you have very little distraction as much as possible in your life, you get a lot of soul searching done, baby. You know what I mean? Boom. Come on now. Yeah, yo. All right, we're gonna keep this going here. I'm gonna put this off to the side officially so I can start. I may light. I'm still kind of trying to do new setups and be kind of mobile, right? It's good to feel alive, literally, not a sponsor, but if you happen to see this at your local store, it's pretty mushroom drink. Ill, welcome in the chat. If this ain't your vibe, you can leave. With love, baby. Sending lots of love. I'm monitoring the connection, okay? Bear with me. That's pretty good. Are we still live, y'all? Can someone put something in the chat for me just so I know you're still there? All right, I'm gonna keep it rolling. Dang, I love this background music I got going on. It's kind of giving me the energy that I need for the day, y'all, right? Wow, is this like really bad. Can someone like say something in the chat, please? So ironing. It's called self-care, my love. Empress, Claire, all-seeing eye of Earth. Elaborate. What do you mean? Are you talking about like Mother Gaia? That Earth? Or are you talking about just like Earth elements? I'm all about spiritual talk, by the way. So sometimes it's not always have to be. Sometimes as psychic beings that we are, my love, you don't want to just keep churning messages for people all day. You know, that energetically is exhausting. So it's good to get in communion with the fellow members of the Mystic Royal Collective. I need to get 500 subscribers, baby. Please share my channel to other people that you think probably fit the vibe. Or maybe you want to explore different vibes of exploration within the self. It's all about uncovering the truth. Uncovering everything that is limitless within you, my love. My beloved, you are exactly that, divine. And just know that whatever walk of life you believe, there's a place and a purpose for you, my love. And there's someone, some things just know, if you follow me, I'll probably end up just repeating, because I feel that some souls have certain like general messages to an extent, at least for a time, that they are meant to deliver to the collective, or at least it's part of their soul journey to help try to spread. As you go more into your healing journey, you develop a solid foundation beneath yourself, my love. So then you can continue to shine your light no matter what, you know, spiritual beliefs that you believe. You don't even have to believe what I believe. All right, let's see. The all-seeing eye of Earth. I'm catching up on this chat here. All right, my love. You said something in the chat. I said hi. Seen all the. Yeah, you know, like I don't know if there's any kind of like entry of being official, like calling yourself that or not. But I mean, I feel that somewhere in my ancestry, or even right now, in my cultural background, my genetics, that I feel I do have some shamanic ancestry, potentially. It's kind of what gravitated me towards this hat, also just something different, you know what I mean? I like to like live free, and in a way it kind of gave me like jester vibes too, because there is a type of shaman called a Heyoka shaman, if you ever heard of that. Good evening, Aru, where you're at. Yo, glad to have you. Can you tell me where you're tuning in at? Because I know I do have I actually have a decent following in India, and I'm so grateful. Like I was looking at my analytics the other day, and through some connections I think that's shared with other connections, but you know, truth will be, you know, whether it's my truth or your truth, whatever is truth to you, truth will always be revealed and sent out, baby. And it will always be revealed at the proper time. I'm keeping track of time to an extent, because I need to, some things I need to do before. I still have like a corporate job right now, so I'm kind of like so much to balance, you know, my love. So let's see what's going on in the chat. Come on. Oh, what is this? Dismiss. Okay, I had an alarm. Okay. All right. Oh, wait. All right. Let's see. Oh, shoot. All right, cool. Welcome, everybody else. How are you doing? I'm waiting for the chat to update. Where am I from? USA, baby. That's just USA, baby, my love. So it's morning right now where I'm at, and kind of getting ready for the day. I do have family though on the other side of the world. Will not disclose that at this time or anything, but I do have family on the other side of the world that you know, they're in the same boat as you. It's already night, you know what I mean? So that's why you'd be like, hey, what's up? You feel me? Literally. Shamans are called by spirit. They go through challenging initiation. I was trained in the Quiero. Did I say that right? I'm assuming it sounds like the Spanish, or it looks Spanish. Bird tradition, but I consider myself more eclectic. Define eclectic is my like free-flowing adaptability. Sometimes, if you're not already subscribed, my love, please make sure you're subscribed. Come on, baby, come on. I need 500 subscribers so I can start actually being able to get some cheddar, you feel me, from YouTube, you know what I mean? I'm not one about the money, but I'm just trying to also like survive too, you feel me? I'm tired, Grandpa. I'm tired, y'all. But you know what? You got to keep going. No matter what you're going through stuff, you got to keep going. And it's not like you're keeping going because, like, I guess once you've been through a certain level of trial and a certain level of like difficulty to an extent, one, it desensitizes you a little bit, but also it makes you more resilient physically and mentally. So, you know, it's like a catch-22, but you know, that's the cosmic, and I don't know, I kind of like this cosmic dichotomy. It sounds cool. I am a tarot reader, oracle. I am gonna pull some cards in a little bit. I just gotta make sure that I iron my shirt because I gotta start getting ready for my job. And I think, let's see, did I get the sleeves? Oh no, I didn't. I missed the sleeves. All right. Yes, I'm a tarot reader. Our shamanic people from Peru. Wow. Let's just say that I was very absorbed into the as much possible within the past few years of being introduced to Peruvian culture. You know, I come from a different Hispanic background myself, pura vida, if you know, you know. But the food, the Peruvian food is delicious. Like, wow. Subscribe, Aru, thank you for the sub. Share with anybody you know you want the vibes, you know what I mean? You know, time to iron out the details, baby. You see, iron out the details and see what happens next. You feel me? One sleeve at a time. All right, going to the next one. You'll notice over time if you start following me, like, the thing is, like, I feel some people make everything too ritualistic sometimes, or too, like, oh, like, you only practice this, or you can only, like, summon or try to communicate with certain entities or deities or God, or whatever it is that is your walk of life. But they're saying that, like, sometimes they feel that it would be disrespectful in a way to try to do these things even in the mundane. But I'm saying, baby, there is divinity in everything, in the mundane and in the serious nature of things. You know, we're also allowed to have fun. You know that, right? If you don't already know. I feel shamanic vibes from you for sure. Thank you, Moon Honey. You know what I mean? You're always gonna have people that are haters towards you, and that's gonna like try to, you know, say you're Delulu, you know what I mean? But sometimes Delulu is the Salulus, you know what I mean? Because while they're trying to down your vibes, you're just hustling, baby, and you're getting your stuff done. And you know what? They're like, Forget you. Censored that on purpose, obviously, but it's about living your authentic life, baby. We're in the 9 o'clock era right now. I don't know how much longer I sub to you and like. Yo, sunshine, sunshine on my shoulders makes me happy. John Denver, for those that know, that just came to mind. Sun card in the tarot. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and transition to boom, baby. Got the mystical manga tarot. If you want to look it up. Love the mask. Yo, thank you. Thank you. Boom. And to kick things off, the magician, which is that sun energy anyways, baby. Look at that. Magician. Come on, bring other people to the live. Come on, let's get them energized for the morning, please. Magician energy, though. You can tell this has been a lot of love in this deck. 6/6 could be significant here, but you know what I mean? Maybe through, I mean, you got to be careful, though. I think that I'm speaking to adepts here that are no stranger to spiritual significance and spiritual guidance and spiritual matters and like the meanings of the universe. East Coast, South Carolina. Okay, cool. Glad to have you, Moon Honey. Yes, energy, bro. Yeah, rock me, baby. What just came to mind is that Britney Spears song, but if I'm not a sponsor for any of these, but hey, if they want to send some money, a little tip my way, help me do more content, baby. The rendition of the, what is it? Jack Black. Hit me, baby, one more time. Anyways, have fun, baby, and make sure that you are aware of your duality that exists within you. Just because whether you biologically or affiliate a certain gender or whatever the case is, you know, we have to be aware of both our physical and spiritual like strengths and weaknesses. Not weaknesses in the way that you think of detrimental, but just being aware of like our genetic makeup and also our spiritual path, which is uniquely divine for everybody, which is why we are all meant to work harmoniously as a collective consciousness, just like this glass vessel, which is housing beautiful motor oil, baby, coffee. Motor oil, baby, because I drink my coffee black. Because I like to taste the pure taste of the coffee. And right now, let's get everybody gathered here, yo, because this communion right now with the Three of Pentacles, being able to get other people in your aura and your orbit to be able to chew away at certain things that are no longer serving you as a collective. Because sometimes you can do a lot of soul searching on your own, but sometimes you have to, you don't have to, but sometimes it may make your path a little bit easier to allow yourself a little bit of trust to try to connect with others. Because if you're in a bit like me, I'm very distrusting. I'm very cautious. I'm still very willing to surrender to the flow of the universe, which is a whole topic on its own. If you want to know more, let me know. Strange, I'm no stranger in the rain. What song? Who sings that? Tell me, Moon Honey. But whoever I'm speaking to right now may be having a hard time surrendering right now. They are standing up strong, though, you see, with the sun right behind them. This is also significant to look at the artwork as well. Boom, you see that? So I feel that right now, suppression and overwhelm. Suppression and overwhelm. Take what resonates, leave the rest. Those are the words that came to mind. But someone that has kind of like the warrior's mindset to an extent, at least in the aspect that they are able to handle certain challenges that have come their way. So even when some things may be uncertain, they're still keeping a level of, come on camera, zoom in right there. Okay, you see that? This kind of giving me Attack on Titan vibes with the get up here. If you know, you know. But anyways, this here, like Eren Yeager is kind of giving me. That's what this is the mystical manga tarot. So it's not surprising that they probably I don't know, maybe they have watched the anime. Can you tell me to move on? I'm a fool, I don't understand what to do. Introverts, sunshine, baby. Okay, so yeah, so you probably keep to yourself a lot because probably a lot of people or barely anybody other than yourself understands you. So I don't blame you. Don't waste your energy on people that are not worth your time, baby. Stick to yourself, say, hey, you know what I mean? I can handle my own stuff and I'm gonna drink from my own cup because your cup filling is filling the entire collective's cups anyways. Love starts with you, baby. It's a song by Keith Whitley. I don't know Keith Whitley. I do try to, in my area we had, that might reveal exactly where I'm at, but anyways, there's certain artists, and because I do karaoke a lot, and my I would say portfolio so far is pretty diverse, although the country that I'm used to, in a way, it's a little bit different. Like, I think country genre, like you tell me in the chat, yo, country genre has evolved so much to like embody certain other like instrumental or vocal elements that are not necessarily from the country I remember as, am I a Gen Z or am I a millennial? You tell me. Anyways, is it half full or half empty? Perception, baby. So that's what I got about. I'm half full of my coffee. Ready for some more though. All right, I'm gonna break the deck here, and we are revealing heartbreak, unfortunately, with the 3 of Swords here in the upright position. But at least there's acknowledgement and awareness of this heartbreak, so it's not, you're not blind to it. You're not coming in unknowing. Look at that. You know, you notice that through some of these though, I want to point out the calmness that I feel, and that's like, you know, I pulled from these decks, and for those that pull cards or anything like that, like you can see the same thing so many times, but depending on the energy that you're pulling for a specific person or collective, sometimes you'll be guided towards looking at certain elements that you didn't really notice or pay attention to before, or at least in certain readings are more applicable. So I tell you this, that whoever I'm speaking to, if you are in any way doubting your intuition or doubting your guidance or the sparks, that's a good term, sparks of igniting critical thoughts within the self, you know, which like you and your guides and like embodying that high priestess energy of separating from the self and being the observer. And that way you don't take everything too personally, at least it's my perception of it. When you do it that way, it allows you to see what is the universe trying to teach me right now. Yeah, make sure you're subscribed, baby. I love having this spiritual talk. Shoot, okay. I might have to get going soon. I'm having so much fun, but like I run on Hispanic time sometimes where it's like, you know, it's like, oh yeah, I got 20 minutes, and then that 20 minutes ends up being like 30. So, and you don't even realize it, but see, time is perception anyways. And you know how they say time flies when you're having fun. Why? It's because your perception of, you're not thinking about time. You're not thinking about everything being so rigid. You're actually, when you're having fun and being free as a soul and living life, maybe, then you just kind of flow and things don't matter as much. And I say that not in a negative, egotistical, whatever way, but it's like from a place of empowerment, if that makes sense. So I talk too much, baby. All right. So I have the Lilith Queen of the Night Oracle Grimoire. 915 could be significant for somebody. Yeah, baby. So I scored this deck. Sometimes you stumble across unique things. Always be aware of things that show up in your algorithm, your feed. Could be messages from your guides indirectly. that doesn't encourage binge watching. Have discipline and have some self-respect, my love, because your energy is deserving of being paid attention to as well. Just know that too. So it's all about that love. And I kid you not, check out on my channel, but some readings back, I feel this could be still tugging, because again, collective consciousness, still tugging on certain energies because I literally pulled the same cards here from a different reading. Love, look at that. And look, it's tying with that heartbreak energy right here, showing the heart here and the 3. But now this is what happened at first. You feeling the heartbreak, allowing yourself to feel the heartbreak. And that's the important part, my love. As part of the healing journey is facing the uncomfortable truths that's within yourself. Because sometimes the heartbreak that we have, remember, because everything is perception, right? And make sure you subscribe, my love, please. Whose reading is that? This is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest. But the thing is, love starts with the self. Also, perception that you have on life starts with you. Heartbreak. The amount of heartbreak that you have is dependent on the amount of heartbreak that you allow to have. Does that make sense? You need to take accountability and ownership of your power. People don't make you feel anything. You choose to feel these things. And sometimes it can be a place from seeking external validation and comfort because you can't give it to yourself. I'm sorry, I have to speak these harsh truths to you, baby, sometimes, because like, if I don't, then maybe you'll never hear from anybody else. Even if you're like, oh, trigger, I don't want to talk to this guy ever again, block, you know. And with respect, you know, I hope you know I send all my messages with love, and there has been instances where I felt led to say a certain message to somebody, and you know, knowing that it was probably going to be triggering, but it was on my heart. I needed to say, and they needed to hear it at a certain time, potentially. And I don't claim to be right in everything. You know what I mean? We're all learning and growing, having that white belt mentality, my love. But then, you know, I say this because, like, I feel that some of you are perhaps suppressing some of your truth because you're afraid of disconnect, whether it's with another person or disconnect with yourself. The problem is, though, when you keep suffocating your own energy and you keep suffocating your own truth, it becomes like a volcano, where then, like, it will come to a point that the universe is going to give you time and time again to tackle and chances to tackle said things directly in a not as intense way. But if you continue to refuse, which you have every right to as a sovereign being, just keep in mind that you are choosing your thoughts, you're choosing your feelings at the end of the day. It may feel that things are coming at you and things are making you feel a certain way. But for those that know, you know, once you go through a certain level of heartbreak and you go through a certain level of trial in life, things become easier to heal from if it were to happen in the future. But also your guard and your perception, even when you start to heal, there's a difference between being guarded and healed, in my opinion, because healed is still allowing a chance for others to come into your life, because it's all about balance, and that's hard. Once you've been hurt, it's really hard to recover sometimes from that, or seemingly impossible. But again, it's only as possible as you are making it for yourself. Does that make sense? I got a reading for you, Wolfie, Sunshine, if you're interested, Wolf. Ooh, I don't know. Sure, go ahead. It's true, it all comes from you, the light and the dark. Never give your power away to something outside of you. Yeah, exactly, you know. But part of healing is emotional depth and allowing yourself to feel things. And this is where societal norms and beliefs affect a person's ability to an extent to heal in the ideal way, at least what they feel they need at the time, because you have to also keep in mind that you have so many facets of programming that has been instilled and passed down. And you'll hear me say this throughout a lot of time, whether you believe it or not, but I feel it's not far-fetched to think of, you know, matrix style belief where it's like, you know, how much actually exists outside of myself, you know? And I think of people that have certain, like, you know, they chose in this whole journey to have limited senses, whether it's like one or another. 7-7 could be significant, but when one sense is not fully functioning, it strengthens the other. So something that's a good meditative practice to dive deeper into the void of the self, which is that dark retreat, to be able to get into that emotional depth, like this crab. Sometimes you get a little irritated, a little crabby, if anything. But the cosmos, you see all the stars are within yourself. There's so much depth within you. Let me read the love first. Goddess Lilith, baby, I learned how to fully love myself to allow a true and abundant love to flourish in my life. You have to allow yourself to feel love, to get love. Don't expect others to give it to you. The minute you start expecting other people to give you love, you're never gonna get it. I'm sorry, but someone's the wolf pack family. We tell it how it is, even when it hurts. We know that we can go lone wolf for a time, and we may go from tribe to tribe. I'm a very much tribe mentality, I feel, and I'm still learning too, but I start to question the nature of natural accepted relationship dynamics, if that makes sense, because it's like, if you look at it, there's so much consumerism in certain simulated entities that are monetizing from people getting into certain dynamics. Why is there such a push for some of these things? You ever thought about that? The more distractions you have, the harder it is to find the time to dive deep within the self. If you don't have the time to dive deep within yourself, then the less likely you'll be able to tap into your truest inner power. So you'll be able to be controlled a little bit more easier. It's kind of sickening when you think about it, but there's a cosmic reason for everything existing, because we're warriors, baby. And sometimes we have to be forged through the fire. And that's understanding what is presented before us and adapting and keeping moving forward, my love. Snake adaptability, shedding the skin from time to time, having a bite to you, being able to snake your way through different situations. You also probably have a seductive aura to you. If you think about the intertwining snakes of like the Caduceus, I don't know, I'm probably butchering that, forgive me. But with the intertwining snakes, let me see if I can find that. I'm gonna chug this coffee. BRB, baby. I found it. Give me 1 second, my love. Subscribe, baby, if you're not already subscribed. I'm gonna like bounce in here. I got this at Goodwill for like under $1, baby. Look at that. Boom, you see that with the stuff? Get your inner power, baby, look at that. Oh, I probably shouldn't be, if you're sensitive to lights, be careful, but it goes like that, and then you go, whoosh. That's kind of even vibe. Look, see that? We're jamming, baby. Staff of Truth, says Hermes. Some people believe that Hermes is a incarnation of Thoth, the Atlantean. I'm all about the Gnostic and diving into the forbidden knowledges and things like that, or whatever that they try to keep us from looking into. Nothing to look here, they say. Let's see, catch up with the chat here. All right. All right. We said that I got a reading for you, Wolfie. All right, it's true, comes from you, the light and the dark. Never give your power away to something outside of you. Yeah, because we have a lot of emotional vampire draining people. They're always gonna wanna take your energy. Not access denied, baby. And confirmation burp right there. The best part of waking up is drinking coffee. Not a sponsor, and that's not Folgers, by the way. I like better coffee than that, respectfully. Anyways, let's see. Yeah, so remember, divinity exists inside and outside of you, which outside of you and everything is all part of you too. So that's why karma is such a, you know what I mean, and something not to mess with, because, you know what I mean. You try to mess with other people or have ill intent, you're doing that to yourself, baby. What are you doing? All right, so let's see. Okay, well, first card is Sean, embrace beauty and transform with grace. I am a healer. What do you mean, Sean, embrace? I think that might be a typo. Beauty and transform with grace. Love Pedro. Love the Wolf Original Legend. Hope Michelson. Who's Michelson? Is that you? Subscribe, everyone, if you haven't already, and share my live to other people, y'all. Let's see, we're at least 30 minutes in for sure. Okay, Pedro, hi. Hello, hello. All right, Sunshine. Penguin, second card. Find straight in the community face. Challenges together. So that kind of reminds me of like challenges together, and this Three of Pentacles we pulled earlier here. Oh, okay, so you're pulling for animal cards. Okay, that's what it sounds like. All right, cool. I just uploaded a video on my channel, check it out, where just one of the stickers that I happened to find in the editing and the TikTok was the penguins are all over the place, you know what I mean? So that could be significant for somebody here. Wolves for me are always significant. That's just kind of like the loyalty and everything, you know what I mean? So let's see. And okay. Yes, Moon Honey, back in the chat, baby. Yes, and it's not invalidating the trauma or pain. It's accepting and providing the strong foundation. So just know that sometimes I always put everything I say and everything is for entertainment purposes only, because we live in a world, you know, kind of like eggshell energy sometimes. And this is something that, you know, as a collective, we can break this kind of like anxiety that I feel collectively, where people are very triggered by any bit of transparency and discomfort. So then first thing is like cancel culture. Check on my channel. It was just part of a message over, the overall message was just like a one-off to someone. But I clipped that part, you know, because it's good to bring awareness of these things. The fact that the fear of cancel culture for a lot of people is keeping people from limiting their living their true life, and unfortunately that's by design, because, you know, they the more that they can suppress one's truth, the more they can keep you in the system. Transformation. I accept the power of transformation and shed the old skin to become my true self. And we just said something similar to that earlier, but just to kind of recap there. Next card just kind of fall out. We're getting the same cards, baby, like for real. Check out on my channel because it's crazy. All right, I'm still trying to keep track of the chat too while doing the reading too. Giraffe is a higher perspective. Okay. Yes. Get your head above the clouds, baby. You know what I mean? People say your head in the clouds, but the thing is, like, some people are gonna judge you for your journey, and sometimes, you know, because like I feel that for me, I'm very like tapped in, you know what I mean? And, you know, there's always people gonna try to stigmatize you and put you on some kind of like saying there's something wrong with you, just because they want to try to put you in a box because they don't understand you. And people fear what they don't understand. So if they can kind of try to say that they think that they understand you, then they can say, well, let me give you this to kind of tone you down a bit because you're making me uncomfortable. And that's just kind of, you know, I think that's an insecurity on their part, not yours, to have to worry about. So yeah, gain a higher perspective. Thank you, Miss Sunshine. Yes, and it's not invalidating. So going back, I do want to make this point though. We got to make sure we're validating ourselves. You know what I mean? And I feel sometimes, you know, and I'm guilty of this in my past relationships. You know, sometimes when you have a certain thing happening over and over and over and over and over again from relationship to relationship, hey, then you probably got to realize it's probably something with you, baby. I hate to say it, but it's something in the way that you're perceiving reality. And the universe is screaming at you, trying to say, hey, wake up, my love. Wake up. Make sure you subscribe, baby. I love you. Make sure you subscribe, baby. Please. 500 subscribers is what I need to start getting some churning of the butter and churning of everything here. Give it a little extra flavor, you know what I mean? Be able to allow me more time and embrace my creativity also, potentially emboldening you to embody your creativity, I hope. Facing your fears. People are afraid of spiders a lot, but they have structure and discipline, and they leave you alone if you leave them alone. Sometimes you need to retreat on your own. Hermit energy just came to mind, Virgo energy, Taurus, any of the earth signs that find their inner groundedness generally. I face my mental blocks by weaving them freely into a web of vibrant creativity. Beautiful. I may have to end the live here soon. Not quite yet, but I'm just trying to keep track of time. Wow, this is a beautiful symbolism here. The Garden of Eden, awakening. I release the illusions of my life and trust in my awakening, flying away towards my autonomy. Flying away towards my autonomy. I gotta start getting ready, so I'm gonna put that out to the side here. Look at that though. That's awesome. I love that. Focusing. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, as long as you're validating your own existence and validating your own life, I feel that everything, love and everything starts with you, baby. You know what I mean? So I just don't want you to ever feel that you have to. And I'm not saying that you don't allow other people into your life, but don't rely on other people, you know what I mean, for emotional things, you know. I feel that this is very important too. Put my socks on here. The love in the way that you take care of yourself is what you're going to receive from other people. So, you know, I feel that sometimes people have, this goes, you know, anybody, you know what I mean? Regardless of gender or anything. I think there's a certain level of expectation that people expect certain things from a partner or family or something like that. And most of the time it's because that's potential insecurity within the self and a potential thing that they are not giving themselves, you know what I mean? So usually what ends up happening is that it puts pressure on the dynamic because they got their own stuff they're trying to deal with too. And then they're trying to deal with yours too. You know, not to invalidate, but that's the thing. Like, if you were able to validate your own stuff, then you wouldn't have, that wouldn't even be a concern. You know what I mean? That doesn't mean it's easy and it's like gonna figure it out right away. You know what I mean? Llama. Spitting facts, baby. Embrace your uniqueness. Find beauty in difference. Thank you. Uniqueness is beautiful. You know, you ever see those exotic flowers? I just saw like an awakening of some flower in the United States. It was like a corpse flower, I think is what they call, where it's like it only opens like once a year or something, or once every like few years or something. You know what I mean? So that was kind of cool to watch. That it looked prehistoric right there. Sloth, find peace in stones, embrace. You know, I hope you don't mind. I'm gonna step off frame, but I'm still gonna be talking though, because I feel it's very important to kind of like go over this topic and idea, right? And let me know in the chat if you can still, let me see. I'm gonna kind of skim through all these real quick. We're also learning, I'm a student for life. I enjoy and find it refreshing your openness and curiosity a little more. Thank you so much. Yeah, you know, I never want to claim to have all the answers. That's not where I'm coming from. I don't have anything to prove to anybody. And in fact, to be honest, for the longest time, just keep it real with you, at the start of my social media journey, I didn't even want to show my face, you know what I mean? And granted, I feel why the energies were different before, though, to be honest, is because it's like I was coming from a place of like survival, and I feel that's a generational thing for a lot of people, is survival anxieties when you're still trying to like think about so much other stuff in your life. But then with more healing and more like, okay, well, what actually, like, I'm still here and I've been through something similar before and I've made it through. So why am I not going to make it through this, right? So we didn't choose more than what we can handle before incarnating here, is what I ultimately decided upon. And it's like, you know what, that gives me believing that gives me a sort of confidence and recapturing my divinity, is the fact that, you know what, I chose this intentionally just because. And when you start thinking of it like that, and it's like, wow, you're a warrior, baby. You know what I mean? So I don't know if that makes any sense. There's no egoic pride there. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. And I hope that's the vibe I give off. 6, crane, unfold creativity. We talked about creativity right here with the spider. Good for you. So we're tapping in collectively on this. Navigate life with grace. 7, rabbit, trust timing, move through fear at the right pace. Also kind of with that too, with the fear, right? People afraid of spiders. Rabbit, what came to mind is jumping to the next opportunity. Make sure that, though, we talked about rest a second ago. Make sure that you're giving yourself the rest that you need, because what happens is that if you don't give yourself the rest that you need, the universe will create situations, whether it's your health or anything like that, that randomly happens to get you to slow down and say, hey, buddy, you got to pay attention here. Kangaroo, joy of present moment leaps you take. Yeah, jump into it. 8, as above, so below. 4, stability, as above, so below. That's always comes to mind. And some things you're just gonna have to deal with, my love, because it's just like, I come to, when I start doing lives, I hope you know that there's some elements that I may repeat over time, is because I can't expect, I have to understand or come from a place of knowing that the people that join the live are probably here for the first time and have not heard that before, you know what I mean? And if they're able to hear that or take anything, you know, that's kind of where I'm coming from here. That was your reading. Thank you so much, Miss Sunshine. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for that. You're beautiful and you're wonderful for that. And thank you for offering that so willingly, you know what I mean? Because I feel, this is where I'm gonna step off frame here. Can you pick one card for me? I need some guidance, okay. Well, I'll be honest, I would love to, my beloved, but I do have to start getting ready here and to get going. Hit me up on Instagram. I need more Instagram followers, because when they change the rules, like, you can't go live anymore. I'm gonna step off frame now, okay? So, you know, you gotta make sure you continue to be alive, you know what I'm saying? Not a sponsor. Come on, baby, sponsor me if you want to, companies, you know what I mean? But anyways, put in the chat if you can hear me, okay? As I'm kind of going off frame here to get ready. But yes, if you have any personal like messages and personal things that you're kind of interested in, I would definitely encourage you to send it to me privately via Instagram, you know what I mean? Because that is going to be the best way to contact me regarding that. Popping back here in a second. Let me know in the chat if you can continue to hear me, y'all, because I'm stepping away and I don't know what the range is on this. Hello, what's coming up? Miss Kimberly Owen, subscribe to me, baby, if you don't mind, so we can talk later. Moon Honey, carb the Moon Honey. You know what? I think let me see. I'll close it off with this, honestly, because I don't think there's too much more to be said anyways, and I gotta kind of start hustling here. Make sure that you're giving yourself the proper boundaries out of respect for yourself and love for yourself. You're not a novice at this. Excuse me, confirmation burn. And I'm proud of you for where you are today. I'm hearing a drill in the background, someone doing some work. It reminds me of the inner work that you're probably doing on yourself. You probably had to drill a lot of things into your mind to reprogram some aspects, right? This kind of just came in as much as possible. And I'm fortunate that I'm able to record a video right here and speak to you right now. And I know, you know, and this is also where, like, as I'm learning on a collective level and trying to empathize with as much people as possible, but and also being respectful of where they're coming from. Just know that, like, there's always someone out there that's probably got more concerns that you have to worry about. It's good about practicing gratitude for what you got too. Whoever I'm speaking to though, and I feel that I'm probably tapping into some people that are probably going through some pretty hard times right now, if I'm being honest. You're very strong, I feel, and it's kind of like this huge wave of like emotions are coming in, but like that dog in the meme with the coffee, you know, saying everything is fine. There's a book series, not a sponsor, but if you have read, I know reading as a whole is on the decline, but it's called the Sword of Truth series. And it's ironic that I got into this series, you know, on accident or coincidentally, but I've always been a person that seeks as much truth as possible. And I was like, it's fantasy, and I like that kind of stuff, so. But anyways, there's one part, I haven't read the whole thing yet, but I think this is within like the third book or something, and spoiler alert, but I think this is very like a universal concept though, regardless, is that he was able to tune into that peace that was within the self. And he was going through some pretty challenging situations where he got captured and, you know, whatever, this is fiction, you know what I mean, in the story. But he was able to regain the power within himself, and his mind set him free, and he was able to outwit his situation in other ways. So, trust your inner guidance, my love. I love you so much. I'm gonna leave it there. If you haven't already, make sure you like, follow, comment, subscribe. If you wanna reach out to me directly, please, reach out to me on my Instagram. I'm on X. I'm on all the other platforms. Facebook. I have a Facebook page. Yeah, TikTok, whatever. Everywhere, baby. Even some of these other, I think Kick is when I just did my first live on Kick the other day. Exploring that one, checking that out. So yeah, anyways. Have a beautiful day. I love you. You're wonderful, you're beautiful, Mystic Royal Collective. Take care of yourself. We'll talk soon. Stay mystical, my love. Ciao, mi amor. Bye.